Hey Lillian, it's Sway, and I'm gonna be answering or providing feedback about some of the questions you answered for chapter 16. So you're with question number one, when you answered to please explain what the process of family recovery is in your own words. I liked how you mentioned that family recovery is not about one person, but it's really about helping the whole family. And this is a very key factor to keep in mind whenever we're doing family recovery for especially substance abuse, because it takes into consideration how everyone plays a role in the addiction, that it isn't just one individual who is at fault or who is contributing to the addiction, but rather that each family member plays some type of role in perpetuating the substance abuse. So I really like how you emphasize that in your answer. Um, and how you also mentioned that it is trying to get the whole family to reorganize and helping them develop honest and real interactions. I think you mentioning how the goal is to try to foster real and honest interactions is so important, because oftentimes whenever these families who deal with substance abuse are falling into these roles are really more out of a place of survival mode rather than actual healthy flourishing. And obviously we're wanting our clients and these families to be able to have genuine interactions, genuine relationships, to where the family is able to flourish and create real authentic bonds, which is something that at times lacks in families with substance abuse, because there is a high emphasis on really just surviving and trying to do anything possible to maintain some form of stability in the family, even if it isn't authentic or if it isn't a genuine type of interaction or relationship they might have within the family. And then your question number three, I'm going to answer that one, which was how might relapse be viewed in a positive way? And you explained it in your own words. So you mentioned how the relapse can be viewed positively when it is understood as part of the recovery process, which I totally agree. There are setbacks in anything in life, right? But especially in substance abuse, it takes time for the family to progress through the various stages. Through that process, if we're able to, as therapists, convey to the family that there will inevitably be certain setbacks, I think this does a lot of help for them to be able to continue putting effort forward in this recovery process rather than just giving up on the first relapse. You also mentioned that relapses help families realize areas in individuals' life that might need more work. So, through the quote unquote failure or relapse, it's not a failure, it's what it's called, a relapse. Families are possibly able to identify areas where the family needs to work a little bit harder or to put more effort in to prevent this possibly from happening later on down the road, or in general to be able to start formulating and reorganizing rules and systems within the family that are going to help it flourish. It's a learning opportunity. You also mentioned that it's a learning opportunity to also remove shame and guilt and build resilience. So it's not a failure, it's just a setback, as you mentioned. And it gives this opportunity to do away with the guilt, the shame that sometimes family members and the individual themselves going through the substance abuse might feel. So it's an opportunity for the family to practice empathy, to practice coming together and genuinely supporting each other, even in the midst of a setback. So it's not a failure for the family if we're able to communicate that, as you mentioned. It does a lot for creating and fostering these genuine, authentic relationships within the family. I think you did a great job. I've enjoyed watching like these last few videos that you've made, and just seeing your posts throughout the semester. So have a great summer.